Innovating Education Learning World in association with WISE, an initiative of Qatar Foundation.
According to a survey by Pearson Learning Solutions, the use of social media in education is increasing, although there remain some concerns about it. We take a look at exactly how this works in the classroom. Would you let your preschoolers loose on Twitter? No? What about if it helped teach literacy? Still not convinced? Well, take a look at this report from France and see if it changes your mind.
It's out with the old and in with the new in this classroom, with tablets replacing pencils and notebooks. The teacher has introduced the young learners to Twitter to enhance their early literacy skills.
I learn games, I learn to read, and I learn to write.
It was professional rather than personal interest that drew the teacher to social media. She saw its potential value as an education tool, particularly for learning to read and write. It's all about communication, she says.
They have an interest because they know it will be read. It also means that they can have answers and reactions quickly to what they wrote. So that's really interesting for them. That was the first goal. The second goal is the recognition of letters.
The children help each other, transforming the idea of what they want to say into written letters, closely monitored by the teacher. Of course, they still learn handwriting. It's not uncommon for primary school kids to struggle with reading. Innovative teachers like Jean-Roch Masson have found Twitter can help motivate them, and that's its main asset. He was among the first in Europe to use Twitter in teaching literacy. He believes it has other benefits.
What I'm sure about, and I see this like a parent, is that children take responsibility for their learning and adapt it for themselves. Pupils come to me saying, "Sir, I made a Twitter account at home and I wrote messages." Before, when I gave them homework, it was a tall order. Now they write and research how to write bonjour, how to write the on sound, and by doing it over and over again, they get the hang of it.
The kids reap the rewards quickly.
I like it when people answer us on Twitter. I wrote that in 2014 I would help my parents put away the dishes. I'm sure they'll retweet it.
At the beginning of each school year, the teacher organises a briefing for parents. Any doubts about using Twitter are easily overcome.
It motivates them a lot. I can see Dimitri loves computers and he wants to learn to type on the computer. I see that it helps.
But the teachers are also mindful of the risks of social media. They've given the pupils rules and guidelines about using the internet, sound tuition for later life.
Communicating with students in other parts of the world can be very educational, especially when it comes to learning foreign languages. We look at how one school in South Korea is connecting classrooms in different countries. Let's take a look.
Online chatting for kids without the controversy. These South Korean children are connecting to another class far away. Once a week, they talk with other students from all over the world about school life. Today, they're chatting to Taiwanese youngsters, a new media boost to learning languages.
Our textbook. This is not studying. It's like
it's a game?
Activity, fun activity, yes.
This fun activity at a school near Seoul is part of a British Council programme, a global initiative connecting students all over the world. It aims to open their minds to other cultures and improve their English.
Some students couldn't imagine they can connect to other Taiwan school friends. Technology can make students motivate to learn English in this class.
Everyone, let's see our Facebook together.
They use Skype, Facebook and other social networks under close supervision.
My students cannot join Facebook because it's not allowed under 13, so I usually upload my students' work, but they can see their pictures.
In typical English lessons in South Korea, students aren't allowed to use dictionaries. But here they can use their own mobile phones to find the right translation for what they want to say when they're chatting to other students abroad in the connected classroom.
For most parents, learning English is really important. They want their children to be fluent. The children have the chance to communicate with international students by Skype or on the internet. We want to expand our program and give students more access to technology to improve their English.
In Seoul, more than 70 schools take part in these connected classrooms, and worldwide, more and more want to join the program to improve their language skills.
One of our social media fans, Awad Sharaf, says students are using social media, so let's go where they are. We take a look at one teacher in the US who has taken to social media to make literature more engaging. Let's see how.
Making Beowulf snappy. Students Sabrina and Susan are acting out the Old English epic poem.
It's amazing. I like it. I love it. That's so perfect.
Till that monster did stir, that demon, fiend, Grendel.
Are you gonna have to read?
They're recording their favourite bits for Vine, the social media app that shares videos of up to 7 seconds.
I like doing Vines in class because it kind of brings the material down to earth and just allows us to understand it better.
It's really interactive, and you end up learning a lot more about it than you do about if you do it sitting down and reading the book. Like, boring.
Each student in the class records his or her version of the classic tale.
Someone else read it and you can gnaw on the bones. It's up to you.
And Grendel's great teeth came together, snapping life shut.
The class is not just snapshots of great literature. Students read Beowulf and other works like Canterbury Tales in their entirety. Social media isn't replacing reading here, it's just refreshing the classics through new technology.
After seeing people act it out, I'm like, oh, well I didn't think of it that way, but that makes so much more sense now seeing you do it and the way that you portrayed it instead of myself.
Creating Vines engages the students not only with the course material, but also with each other.
Almost everyone used humor somehow, too. So usually when you're reading Beowulf, there's not a whole lot of laughter involved. But
Beowulf had a really difficult language to understand, and with Vine we can make it easier and turn it into like our words.
Morganson says the Vine project lets her see how well the students understand course material. And they see reading great literature is fun rather than a dull duty adding to their workload.
high school kids don't get to play very much. And fun and Beowulf usually don't go hand in hand, but they enjoy social media. And Vine is one of those things that they play with a lot. And if I can combine play with learning, that's remarkable to me.
Morganson also uses social media to update families on what their kids are doing. Twitter, Instagram and other services get parents more involved in their child's learning.
Well, that's all we have time for this week. Keep your interesting ideas about social media in the classroom coming on our social media pages. See you again soon. Goodbye.
Learning World in association with WISE, an initiative of Qatar Foundation.